to stop the boats and take on Reform UK. As the Lib Dem conference gets underway in Bournemouth today, our political correspondent Catherine Forster is on the ground.
And for the first time, it can be revealed that senior police officers have had a complaint upheld against them for failing to protect children from grooming gang abuse in Rotherham, but no officers are named in the report. The youth worker and whistleblower who exposed the scandal, Jane Senior, will join us later this hour.
Now, the biggest stories, the boldest opinions and the liveliest debates over the next 2 hours. I'm Charlie Peters.
And I'm Olivia Rutley, and your weekend starts here.
Well, Olivia, we are really hoping, and I know that the government's hoping this as well, for a change in weather, because that's the only real deterrent to stop the small boats at the moment. This new migrants return deal coming in, but this morning another 83 migrants being escorted into Dover, over 32,000 for the year. A lot of questions going to be asked about this partial returns deal now.
This is right. It's right to say that this is the earliest point in the year that we cross the 30,000 threshold for the number of migrants coming in to the UK. It does make a little bit of a mockery, you might say, of that one in, one out deal. Particularly, there's an interview in the Times this morning with a people smuggler who says that the UK would have to deport 2,000 migrants a week to keep up with the number of people that they are able to send over here. 2,000, quite a few more than 3.
Yeah, and will the government have to swallow their pride, go back to something like Rwanda? All options have to be on the table to deal with this problem, surely. But let us know what you think. We'd love to hear from you, of course, and you know the drill by now. It's your views and comments on gbnews.com/your say.
But before we do anything else, Bethany Elsey has all your latest news headlines.
Thank you both. Good morning. I'm Bethany Elsey with your top stories from the GB Newsroom. Estonia has requested a meeting with other NATO members after Russian warplanes violated its airspace. 3 planes flew over Estonia for 12 minutes without permission before being intercepted by NATO fighter jets. The military alliance has condemned the move as reckless behaviour, with the country's foreign minister branding it an unprecedented and brazen intrusion. But Moscow denies the claims, saying its aircraft were making a planned flight over neutral borders in the Baltic Sea. Tensions are rising between NATO and Russia after Poland and Romania also reported incursions by drones in recent days. US President Donald Trump was asked by reporters about the incident.
I'm going to have to look at it. They're going to be briefing me in a short while, so I'll let you know about it tonight or tomorrow.
What's your take in general?
Well, I don't love it. I don't love it. I don't love it when that happens. It could be big trouble.
Meanwhile, Ukraine's president says Russia fired 40 missiles and nearly 600 drones overnight. 3 people have been killed and dozens more injured. Volodymyr Zelensky says residential areas and civilian companies were targeted in different regions across the country. More than 1,000 migrants crossed the English Channel on small boats yesterday as 2 people were returned to France under the government's new returns deal. 3 people have been returned so far. The Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood has vowed to do whatever it takes to end the crossings. More than 32,000 people have made the journey so far this year. Flights have been delayed and cancelled at airports, including Heathrow, after a suspected cyber attack. It's understood Collins Aerospace, which is a service provider for check-in and boarding systems, were targeted. London Heathrow, Brussels and Berlin are all experiencing disruption. They're advising passengers to check in before arriving at an airport. US politicians are urging the UK and other allies to reconsider their stance on Palestinian statehood, warning the move would empower Hamas and threaten Israel's security. Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer is expected to announce the UK's formal recognition as early as tomorrow, ahead of the UN General Assembly meeting. Republican leaders have written to the UK, France, Canada and Australia, saying it undermines the prospect of peace and sets a dangerous precedent for violence over diplomacy. The leader of the Conservatives, Kemi Badenoch, also opposes the move, saying it would reward terrorism. The House of Commons Speaker says China has been given licence to spy on Parliament after charges against two men accused of espionage were dropped. Sir Lindsay Hoyle is considering whether to carry out private prosecutions against the men accused of targeting the China Research Group of MPs. He's written to the Home Secretary saying the decision opens the door to foreign spies and has urged her to pursue all avenues to protect the House and its members. You're up to date. I'll have more for you in half an hour.
Tune into GB News Radio wherever you are. Online, on DAB digital radio, on TuneIn, on Radio Player and on your smart speaker. Just say, play GB News.
Thank you, Bethany, and welcome back to Saturday Morning Live with Charlie Peters and me, Olivia Utley.
Now, some breaking news. Heathrow Airport has confirmed that passengers will face major delays after a suspected cyber attack on Friday night that has affected multiple airports across Europe.
Brussels Airport have said staff are having to conduct manual check-in and boarding procedures as the automated systems have been affected.
Now, a spokesperson from Heathrow has told holidaymakers to check with airlines before travelling, and Collins Aerospace say they are actively working to resolve the issue.
Well, joining us now is aviation security expert Julian Bray. So, Julian, what exactly is going on here?
Yes, good morning. Well, what has happened that a third-party system, this is Collins Aerospace, who provide software which feeds into the automated systems of Heathrow and other major European hubs. Now, this deals with the booking, the routing, and also the baggage handling. So the point is they're asking people to ring their airline first before they set out for the airport. Quite simply, there are going to be delays building up all around Europe the whole day. There's going to be backlogs and it's going to be chaos for a while until they sort this particular bug out. Now, this is the latest in a line of cyber attacks. They're saying it's probably a cyber attack. It is very definitely a cyber attack. And what is happening, these disruptions do actually have a knock-on effect. So it might happen today and they might clear it up today, but it will affect the whole aviation business for about another 3, 4, 5 days. So the message is, please don't set out for the airport. Telephone your airline first, check that you actually have a flight to go to.
And Julian, obviously the first question that arises when these cyber attacks occurs, people want to know who's responsible. Do you have any preliminary assessment on that?
There are several major actors who are not working in the best interests of the UK at the moment. You probably